She said, I settled for you because I was getting old. Don't forget that. I replied, I won't. Then I made sure she'd never forget the day I unsettled her life by moving out while she was at her youth spa. Her returned key in the mailbox with no note, original post. I-46 male overheard something 3 weeks ago that changed everything. Been with Rebecca 44 for 4 years, living together for 2. Thought we had something real, you know? Not perfect, but solid. She was on the phone with her sister Diane in our bedroom, door slightly open. I'd come home early from work with a headache, was about to announce myself when I heard my name. Rebecca, look, I'm not saying I don't care about Grant. He's fine, stable, good enough. But he's not exactly what I dreamed of at 25, you know? Let's be real, I settled. I was 40, my options were drying up, and he was available and willing. My stomach dropped. Kept listening though. Masochistic, maybe. Does he know? God, no. He thinks he hit the jackpot, which honestly makes him easier to manage. He's grateful, does what I want, pays for most things. It works. That's cold, Becca. It's practical. I gave him my best years appearance-wise. The least he can do is make my 40s comfortable. Besides, someone like him should feel lucky to have someone like me. I stood there, frozen. 4 years. 4 years of thinking I'd found my person after my divorce. 4 years of her apparently viewing me as a convenient ATM with mediocre looks. Walked back out quietly. Sat in my car for an hour. When I finally went inside, she was all smiles. Rebecca, hey babe, you're home early. I was thinking we should try that new French place tonight. My treat. Her treat. With the credit card I pay off monthly. Me, sounds good. We went. She ordered the most expensive wine. Talked about wanting to redecorate the living room, my house. I nodded, smiled, paid the check when her card mysteriously declined. That night, she said something that sealed everything. We were getting ready for bed. She was doing her elaborate skincare routine, the $300 monthly subscription box I pay for. Grant, you know I love you, right? Me, sure. Good. Sometimes I worry you don't appreciate what you have. I mean, I could have married Richard. Richard, her ex who dumped her 5 years ago for a 28-year-old. Me, I appreciate you. Do you though? Because sometimes I feel like you forget that I settled for you because I was getting old. Don't forget that. There it was, mask completely off. I won't. Good. Oh, I booked that youth spa retreat next week. The full package. It's only $3,000 for 5 days. You don't mind, right? When do you leave? Tuesday morning, back Sunday. Me, perfect. She kissed my cheek. You're the best, even if you're not much to look at. Laughed like it was a joke. It wasn't. Update 1, the plan. Spent the next 3 days getting my ducks in a row. See, Rebecca had made some critical miscalculations. 1, the house, mine. Bought it before we met. 2, her car, also mine. Bought it for her last year, kept it in my name for insurance purposes. 3, all the utilities, subscriptions, streaming services. My accounts. 4, the credit cards she uses, authorized user status only. She'd moved in 2 years ago, contributing exactly $300 monthly for groceries, while I covered the $2,200 mortgage, all utilities, her car payment, insurance, everything. She worked part-time at a boutique, maybe bringing in $1,200 monthly, which she spent on clothes and treatments. Tuesday morning came. She left for her spa retreat at 7 a.m., kissing me goodbye. Try not to mess up the house while I'm gone. And remember, the cleaning lady comes Thursday. Have fun. I always do. Oh, and maybe work on yourself while I'm gone? The gym membership I got you is just sitting there unused. The gym membership that she got me. With my credit card. The moment her Uber turned the corner, I got to work. First call, moving company, emergency move, same day, cost a fortune but worth it. Second call, my lawyer buddy Tom. Tom, you sure about this? She literally told me she settled for me, to my face. Jesus, okay, legally you're clear. She's not on the deed, no formal rental agreement, you can ask her to leave anytime. Not asking, she's at a spa, coming back to reality. By noon I'd packed all my stuff, canceled her credit cards, authorized user privileges revoked, removed her from my car insurance, changed the Netflix password, petty but satisfying, transferred the utilities to the new owner. Yeah, I'd been planning to sell anyway. The house had been on the market quietly for 2 months. Cash offer came in last week. Perfect timing. Closing was expedited for Friday. Rebecca would still be gone. By 3 p.m., my stuff was in my new apartment across town. Nice place. Bachelor pad. View of the river. Then came the careful part. Packed all Rebecca's stuff. Every designer bag, every shoe, every skincare product. Professionally, carefully. Even wrapped the breakables. 23 boxes total. Stored them in a climate-controlled storage unit. First month paid. After that, her problem. Left the storage unit key and info on the kitchen counter with a simple note, your things. Unit paid through the 15th. Wednesday, got a text from Rebecca. Spa is amazing. Getting a chemical peel. You should see these women, all desperate to look younger. Sad, really. Good thing I still look 35 naturally. Replied, enjoy. Thursday, she called. Rebecca, my card got declined at the spa shop. Can you check what's wrong? Me, might be a system issue. Use your debit card. Fine. This is embarrassing though. Her debit card with her massive $400 checking account balance. Friday was closing day. Signed papers at 9 a.m. New owners taking possession Monday. Rebecca would return Sunday to nothing. But I wasn't done. See, her Instagram was full of posts about living my best life and blessed with luxury, and some women have it all. Photos of her in my house, with my car, at restaurants I paid for, creating this whole fantasy life. I didn't do anything petty like expose her, didn't need to. Reality would do that for me. Saturday morning she called again. Rebecca. Grant, something's wrong with all the cards. I'm trying to pay for my treatments and nothing's working. That's weird. Must be a bank thing. Can you wire me money? This is so embarrassing. I'm actually tied up, can't get to the bank. Are you serious? I'm at a luxury spa. These people know me. I'm sure they understand technical difficulties. She hung up. 20 minutes later, her sister Diane called. Grant, what's going on? Becca's freaking out. Banking issue, apparently. Can you help her out? Can't she use her own money? You know she doesn't. Doesn't what? Nothing. Never mind. Sunday morning, Rebecca's return day. I was already settled in my new place. Turned off my phone. Went to play golf with Tom. Update 2, the return. Turned my phone back on Sunday evening. 67 texts, 43 missed calls. Started reading from the beginning. Home, where are you? Grant? Why is there a storage unit key on the counter? Where is everything? What did you do? This isn't funny. Where is my stuff? The house is empty. Call me now. Then the calls started. Voicemail after voicemail, escalating from confusion to rage to panic. Finally, one text stood out. The locks don't work. Right? Because the new owners had already changed them after closing. They were moving in Monday but did a walk-through Sunday evening. 8 p.m., she called from Diane's phone. I answered. What did you do? Me, moved. You, moved? Without telling me? Where are my things? Storage unit. Keys on the counter. Oh wait, you can't get back in. The locks are changed. Some couple is here saying they own the house. They do. Closed on Friday. You sold our house? My house. I sold my house. Where am I supposed to live? Not my problem. You're a strong, independent woman who settled for me, remember? I'm sure you'll figure it out. You can't do this. We're together. We're, past tense. Over what? Because I went to a spa? No, because you told your sister you settled for me. Because you told me to my face that you settled. Because you've been using me as a wallet for 2 years. Silence. You heard that? Every word, including the part about me being grateful and easier to manage. I didn't mean. You meant every word, and that's fine, but I'm done being your retirement plan. Grant, please, let's talk about this. Me. Nothing to talk about. Your stuff's in storage, first month's paid. Your car? I'll be selling that since it's in my name. I'll mail you a check for your contributions, about $500 over 2 years. You can't take my car. Not your car. Never was. She started sobbing. Real tears this time, not the manipulative ones I'd seen before. Where am I supposed to go? Diane's couch seems available. Or maybe Richard will take you back. Oh wait, he's married to that 28-year-old now, isn't he? In background, you're on speaker, asshole. Hi Diane. Your sister's all yours now. Good luck with that. Hung up. Update 3. The fallout Monday morning. The bombardment started. Rebecca tried everything. Created new numbers to text from. Had friends I didn't even know she had calling me. Even got her mom, Eleanor, involved. Eleanor, Grant, I don't understand what happened. Rebecca's devastated. Me, did she tell you what she said? She mentioned a misunderstanding. Me, she told me she settled for me because she was getting old, that I should be grateful, that I'm not much to look at, but at least I pay for things. Oh, Rebecca, I told her that attitude would bite her someday. Wait, what? She's always been like this, thought she was too good for everyone. I'm sorry, Grant, you deserved better. Plot twist I didn't see coming, but Rebecca wasn't done. Tuesday, she showed up at my work, full makeup, wearing the dress I'd bought her for our anniversary, crying in the lobby. Security called up. I came down. Grant, please, I love you. Me, no, you don't. I do. I was being stupid talking to Diane. I didn't mean any of it. You literally told me to my face that you settled. I was testing you? I actually laughed. Testing me? By telling me you settled for me because you were getting old? Rebecca, I wanted to see if you'd fight for me. Me, fight for someone who sees me as a wallet with a receding hairline? Pass. You're being cruel. No, I'm being honest. Something you might want to try. She switched tactics, grabbed my arm. I'm 44, Grant. Do you know what it's like out there for women my age? I'll be alone. Me. You were alone when you were with me. You just had someone paying your bills. That's not true. Name one thing you love about me that isn't related to what I can provide. She stood there, mouth opening and closing like a fish. You're kind? To your bank account, yeah? Security stepped forward. Sir, should we escort her out? I'm leaving. But this isn't over, Grant. You can't just throw away 4 years. You threw them away the moment you decided I was just a placeholder with a paycheck. Wednesday, the car situation exploded. I'd listed her car for sale. 2021 BMW 3 Series, low mileage, great condition. Price to move fast. Rebecca found out when she went to the parking garage of Diane's building and found it gone. I'd had it picked up Tuesday night, legally, since it was my property. The texts came fast and furious from Diane's number. You stole my car. I'm calling the police. That's theft. I need that car for work. I responded once. Car was registered to me. Loan in my name, insurance in my name, check being mailed for your $500 in payments. She actually did call the police. They called me. Sir, we have a Rebecca Thornton here claiming you stole her vehicle. I sold my vehicle, one registered solely to me. Office, she says she's been making payments. She contributed $500 over 2 years toward a $35,000 car. I'm mailing her a check for her contributions. Officer, I see. Was she living with you? Was. We separated. She was never on any documents for the vehicle. Ma'am, there's no theft here. It's a civil matter at best. I heard her shrieking in the background before the officer hung up. Thursday, the social media campaign started. Rebecca went nuclear on Instagram and Facebook, posted this long, dramatic story about being abandoned and financially abused and left with nothing after giving my best years to someone. The comments were initially sympathetic. Then, someone, bless them, asked, "Didn't you post last month about how you were too good for most men and settling is sometimes necessary?" Screenshots started appearing. Old posts where she'd bragged about training her boyfriend. One where she said, "Smart women choose providers, not lovers." Another saying, "I may be 44, but I look 35 and deserve to be treated like 25. Her narrative crumbled fast. Then came the best part. Her ex Richard's wife, Melissa, the 28-year-old she'd mocked, commented, "Karma is beautiful. Maybe if you hadn't spent 3 years calling me a gold-digging child while you were literally living off Grant's money, people might have sympathy. At least I have my own career." The comment section exploded. Turns out, Rebecca had been nasty to a lot of women over the years, calling them gold diggers while living rent-free in my house. Update 4, the escalation Friday. Rebecca did something I didn't expect. She tried to claim common law marriage. Her new lawyer, apparently Diane's boyfriend's cousin, sent me a letter demanding half of everything based on our common law marriage status. One problem, our state doesn't recognize common law marriage. Tom called the lawyer directly. The conversation, as Tom related it, "Tom, You realize this state hasn't recognized common law marriage since 1996, right? Well, they live together. Living together doesn't create property rights without a written agreement. Your client was a guest in my client's home. She contributed to household expenses. $300 a month for groceries while living rent-free in a $400K house? That's not contribution, that's charity from my client. We'll see what a judge says. Sure, and when your client loses, she'll owe my client's legal fees, probably around $20. Does she have $20K? The lawyer dropped the case Monday. But Rebecca wasn't done. She showed up at my new apartment building Saturday night. Drunk. The doorman called me. Doorman, Mr. Davidson, there's a woman here claiming to be your wife. I came down. Rebecca was a mess. Makeup smeared, hair disheveled, wearing pajamas and heels. Rebecca, Grant, tell him I'm your girlfriend. Me, ex-girlfriend, and she needs to leave. I have nowhere to go. Still at Diane's? She kicked me out, said I was toxic. Her own sister. Wow, please, just one night? I'll sleep on the couch. No, I'm 44 years old and homeless. You're 44 with a job, a college degree, and presumably some savings from all those years of not paying rent. You're not homeless, you're just facing consequences. She slumped against the wall. I don't have savings. Where did your money go? You made at least $1,200 a month and paid for nothing. Clothes, treatments, the lifestyle I deserved. The lifestyle you couldn't afford. You could afford it. And now I'm choosing not to. The doorman stepped forward. Ma'am, I need you to leave, or I'll call the police. She looked at me one last time. You know what? You're right. You're not much to look at. You're boring, you have no style. I was settling. And yet, I'm the one with a home, a car, and dignity. Have a nice life, Rebecca. Update 5, the aftermath. It's been 3 weeks since that night at my apartment building. The car sold for $28. I mailed Rebecca a check for $500 as promised. She cashed it immediately. According to the grapevine, Tom's wife knows everyone. Rebecca's living situation has been interesting. Week 1, Diane took her back after the drunk incident, but with conditions. Rebecca had to get a full-time job and pay rent. Week 2, Rebecca got fired from the boutique for missing too many shifts during her spa week and subsequent meltdown period. Diane gave her an ultimatum. Find a job in 2 weeks, or get out. Week 3, Rebecca apparently reached out to Richard. You know, the ex who dumped her. His wife Melissa posted on Facebook. When the ex who called you a child bride gold digger asks your husband for a loan, the audacity is astronomical. Yesterday, I ran into Rebecca's mom Eleanor at the grocery store. Eleanor, Grant, how are you? Good, thanks. You? Oh, you know, Rebecca's moved back home temporarily. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. She needed this wake-up call 20 years ago. I partly blame myself. Her father and I spoiled her. Always told her she was special, deserved the best, never made her work for anything. Me. Still, it must be hard. Eleanor, what's hard is watching your 44-year-old daughter throw a tantrum because we won't pay for her Botox. She actually said we were sabotaging her chances of finding another provider. Another provider, not partner, provider. We chatted a bit more. Eleanor mentioned Rebecca was applying for jobs but kept being insulted by the salaries offered. Eleanor, she turned down a manager position at Macy's because it only paid $45K. I asked her what she thought she was worth with her 10-year-old marketing degree and sporadic retail experience. What did she say? That she was worth whatever a man was willing to pay for her appearance. I told her that ship had sailed and she better learn to swim. Brutal honesty from Mom. Last night, I got one final text from a number I didn't recognize. This is Rebecca, using Mom's phone. I wanted you to know I started therapy, not to get you back, but to figure out how I became this person. I'm sorry for what I said. You deserved better. I know that doesn't fix anything, but I wanted you to know. I didn't respond. There was nothing to say. Final update. It's been 2 months now since I moved out while Rebecca was at her youth spa. Life's different, quieter, cheaper, definitely. But also, lighter? Like I didn't realize how heavy the constant, subtle disrespect was until it was gone. I joined a cooking class, something Rebecca always mocked. Why learn when we can just order in? Met some cool people. Started playing poker with Tom and some guys from work every Thursday. Got back into woodworking, which Rebecca had called pedestrian. Even started dating a bit. Nothing serious yet. Had coffee with Angela for my cooking class. She insisted on paying for her own latte. Nearly forgot what that felt like. The Rebecca updates have slowed down, but I heard through Eleanor, who I still run into occasionally, that she's working full-time at a call center, $35K a year. Still living with her parents. Quit therapy after 3 sessions because the therapist didn't understand her worth. Tried to start a dating coach Instagram business called High Value Women. 12 followers, mostly bots. Her bio still says CEO, entrepreneur, lifestyle curator. The storage unit? She never picked up her stuff. It got auctioned last month for non-payment. I heard from the facility manager that it went for $200 to someone looking for designer bags to resell. 23 boxes of her essential belongings sold to a stranger for less than one of her facial treatments. The funniest part? Last week, Rebecca created a TikTok video about how to spot a narcissist. In it, she describes someone who abandons you without warning and uses financial control as abuse and lacks empathy. The comments were not kind. Someone found her old Instagram posts and created a response video titled, "Woman Who Admitted to Settling Calls Ex-Narcissist for Not Accepting It." It has 100K views. But here's the thing, I'm not angry anymore. Not even bitter. Rebecca gave me an incredible gift, actually. She showed me exactly what I don't want in a partner. She taught me that being alone is infinitely better than being with someone who sees you as less than. Do I regret the 4 years? Sometimes. But mostly I'm grateful I heard that phone call. Grateful she was careless enough to say it out loud. Grateful she literally told me to my face that she settled. Because if she hadn't, I might have married her. Might have spent another 20 years being subtly belittled, financially drained, and emotionally diminished. Might have never known what it felt like to be genuinely valued. Instead, I'm 46, single, and actually happy. I've got my own place with a river view. My savings account is recovering nicely. I can watch whatever I want on TV without commentary about my basic taste. I can go to the gym or not without passive-aggressive comments about my dad bod. And the best part, when Angela laughed at my dumb joke over coffee, it was genuine. When she said she enjoyed talking to me, she meant it. When she texted asking for a second date, it wasn't followed by a Venmo request. Rebecca was right about one thing. She did settle for me, but not the way she thought. She settled for using someone instead of being with them. She settled for a transactional relationship instead of a real one. She settled for seeing herself as a prize to be won rather than a partner to grow with. And me? I unsettled, literally and figuratively. Packed up my life while she was injecting God knows what into her face. Left her the storage key and nothing else. Let her come home to the reality she created. One where she was too good for the man paying her bills. The mailbox? Still there at the old house. New owners mentioned they got some mail for Rebecca last week. They marked it returned to sender, no longer at this address. Seems fitting. People ask if I feel bad about how it ended, about leaving her with nothing. But I didn't leave her with nothing. I left her with exactly what she brought to the relationship, herself. And if that feels like nothing to her, well, that's something she needs to work out in therapy. Or not. Not my problem anymore. Best $3,000 spa treatment I ever paid for. It gave me a 5-day window to reclaim my life. Money well spent. Edit, since some asked, yes, this is legal. She had no tenancy rights without a lease or consistent rent payments. The car was mine legally. No laws broken, just hearts and egos. Edit 2. To the people saying I should have talked to her first, I did. She literally told me to my face that she settled for me. When someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time. Edit 3. Rebecca found this post. Got a long email about defamation and emotional distress. Tom laughed for 5 straight minutes. Truth is an absolute defense, plus I never used her last name. Die mad about it. Becca.